In the previous segment, we colorized Squeaky the parrot, but we did it by just simply selecting an area and filling it with a color and selecting an area and filling it with a color. I would like to create more of a theme color look to Squeaky. So we're going to do something called Color with Kuler. K-U-L-E-R. Kuler is an online community. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of color themes that we can work with. Now, understand the definition of a theme. It's a bunch of colors that work well together. I mean, do we really know the yellow feet and the red bird are going to work together according to the laws of color theory? I want to choose a set that might help me out, and not only do I want to choose a set that helps me out, I want the computer to help me decide what colors to add to what areas of that bird. So we started out by colorizing it ourselves. We're about to go to the next level. First, I have to choose a theme. Go to Kuler. Go to the word window on the pull-down menu. Go down to extensions, and then over and down to Kuler. You must be online for this to happen. We are right now online with the Kuler site. We're looking at some of the themes that it has. Crazy for me. Firefly in the night. We are looking at the highest rated ones right now. If you click here, you can go to most popular, newest, up to you. We'll stick to highest rated. You could actually click in if you know the name to find it up here. And we are looking at all the time, which means everything. We could say, well, show me the last 7 days and show me the last 30 days. That's basically because they're being added on probably a minute-by-minute basis. I want a theme that will work with that bird. So I'm looking for some bright colors here. So we can go down through this list. If we don't like anything we see here, you can click here to advance to the next set. And with hundreds of thousands of these things out there, it'd take you a bit of time if you want to look through all of them. So what we're looking for is, man, I don't know, maybe something like that. It's got some reds in it. It's called oxidation. And that seems interesting enough for us to give it a try. So we're going to select it here. Click this button right here to add that theme to your swatches. So if you look over at my swatches panel, you'll see it did indeed add it right over here. Don't forget, we are on the painting workspace, and that's important because there's a couple of panels we're going to have to use, and they're easily available if you're there. We don't need this anymore. We've actually done what we wanted to do. We found a theme. We'll go ahead and close it out. Goodbye, Kuler. Let's drag over our swatches palette so we can kind of emphasize it. There it is. Now, I'm not suggesting that you come over here and click on the bird body and choose a color. Like I said, I want the computer to help me. So the next step is I want you to open up the color guide. And we're going to drag that out here so you can see this. The color guide will change if I click on my theme to the colors within that theme. And it's giving me more colors based on the science of color theory. If we come over here, we can click and try maybe complementaries. And that actually looks kind of cool for a bird, I suppose, but we could try different ones. Let's say we like that one enough to keep it. This button right here will allow me to add that new set. And we can keep this up all day long. Let's go back to something like this. That looks kind of radical. I want to colorize the bird with that color set. Select everything you want to colorize. Now I'm going to press Control A because I have the backdrop and the text in locked layers. And so actually all we have selected right now is that bird, those lines, and those clouds. That's fine. Click this button right here. What you're doing is you're allowing the computer, based on logic and math, to decide what colors to apply based on the theme you chose to the areas you had selected. So right now we've got an interesting looking bird, I suppose. I want to modify it some. Click on the button called Edit right here. When you do, you're going to see this beautiful wheel right here. Grab up here, for example, and drag. As you can see, what's happening is it's changing. Now we're dealing with pure hue, saturation, and brightness levels of all the colors based on what we've chosen. And we have the ability to make minute changes, work with it any way we want to until we see exactly what we want. You can lighten or darken with this button down here. You can change to a different way to look at the colors, including even bars. There's a lot of stuff going on here. We can change selectively the color sets by moving hue, saturation, and brightness down here. We can even change to different color groups and different ways of looking at it right up here, or go back to the button up here to get into our complementaries and all the other ones that we looked at, and then come back down here again and start playing around. Kuler is a great way to get an idea and find, in a sense, what you want. Then adding it to your swatches palette is the next step. Going into the color guide and then clicking that little button right there gives you all the control in the world. Don't forget to select what you want to change, and you can modify an entire document. I don't care how many objects it has, based simply on a set of themes created by Kuler.